Hi there. So I got cut off again last time because I was cold, and I don't think it was by my boyfriend this time. No, so I was explaining that in Fat Cat we the group came together. Manish and me started out, and then one by one the rest of the people who replied on my couchsurfing event ended up showing up, which was cool. 2 did not show up, but in total we had a group of 7 people, and that's quite an achievement for my expectations. I expected a little bit less, maybe. I was gonna be happy if 2 people showed up, so just to have a cozy group. But actually they were so wonderful, all of them. It was great. We first had the meals, of course, then drank some more until everyone was there. Then we did some shisha, and then we went to the next place, which was a place that I forgot the name of, but like a more typical Nepalese restaurant. Sorry, you can tell I'm already tired. It was a very hard day, but I will talk about that one later. Today's the 10th, obviously, and I'm still talking about the 7th, so I'm gonna try to wrap that up quickly without boring you too much, and then go on to the next days. So yes, the next place was a typical Nepalese place where we drank a very typical Nepalese alcoholic beverage, of which of course I also forgot the name. I have to ask Manish before, or maybe my guide Saroj, before I leave, because I'm forgetting everything already, and it's only been a few days. So yes, this drink is actually like similar to sake. For who knows it, this is Japanese rice wine. It's a similar drink, but you get it in like a big cup with, I don't know, some kind of seeds and stuff in it, and then you pour hot water on it if it's getting more empty. I liked it because I knew what to expect from taste, but most of the group did not follow our example. Most of them did not like the taste. So I think me and Manish, and maybe someone else, or I don't remember, ended up drinking 2 out of 3 from the gigantic pots. I don't know how to call it. Beakers. Well, yeah, whatever. And I was a little bit tipsy, but surprisingly sober for, I guess, the amount of alcohol we consumed already up till that point. But I've always been good in estimating how much to drink without being wasted, so know my limits. Then, oh my god, I'm sorry, this is like the 3rd or the 4th time in a few minutes. Sorry. Then we went to Tom and Jerry's, which is Manish's favorite hangout place. They have pool tables, they have fun music, mostly like 80s stuff and that kind. And we played a few rounds of pool there. I ended up being not that bad, one of the better ones of the group. And at this point, Saroj joined us. It was already after 10, maybe like 10:30 or something. And he came back from the last mountain bike trip that he did after 10. He had a very long drive, apparently. So yeah, then he came in, and he had this little scarf with him, like a typical Nepalese scarf, I guess. And he wished me happy birthday and hung it around my neck. And it had this, I don't know what it is, what kind of smell it is, but for me, I associate it with Asia always, and it's a lovely smell. And they put perfume on it. Oh my god, I really should stop yawning. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, so he hung it around my neck and wished me happy birthday, and then he joined in on a pool. And I get the feeling that he's a pretty competitive sporter, or player at least. because he immediately took over and he appears to be pretty good. So in the end, the game was between him, Manish, and then some two other random guys who joined the game. And the rest of us kind of watched, and I played every once in a while because, like I said, I'm not that bad. Don't get me wrong, when people say that sometimes it means they're great but they're humble. I'm not being humble, I'm just not that bad. I'm not that great either, so. Okay, then after, oh, I got a birthday cocktail there as well. I think the owner was not that happy, but Manish is somehow very, very good with people. Or I don't know, he knows how to get what he wants or something. So that's what he did, and I had a birthday cocktail for free. Right, I have no idea what I drank there, but it was pretty tasty. Then next stop. I think the next one was the Purple Haze Cafe, which blew my mind. Oh my god, this is a rock place, a rock bar, I guess, which was really surprisingly big. It doesn't look that big from the street. And we came in there, and there was a live band playing, but like cover band for 80s rock, but the good stuff, you know, like AC/DC. What else did they play? Oh, they played so much cool stuff. Well, you get the genre. I forgot, but I made some cool videos, and this was amazing, but really amazing. Because also it sounded like you were listening to the real deal, you know, and with every song, not just like one group they covered, but every one of the singles that they played were all like top-notch quality. We got the end of the concert, last few, I don't know, 4 songs maybe, and there were some pretty drunk, crazy people already there. Yeah, we got showered in beer, of course, also. That happens when people are headbanging with a pint in their hand. And there were a lot of boys trying to dance with us because we were 3 guys and 3 girls. No, wait, we were 7. Saroj already went home there. He was, of course, exhausted from the trip. So who was there? We went by countries. So we had Denmark, yes. We had China. We had, I forgot, Bangladesh. Yes. That's Bangladesh and China are men. Denmark is girl. Iran is girl. I am girl. I am Belgium, for who doesn't know, who didn't know. We had Nepal, of course, with Manish. Who else was there? I'm forgetting someone. That's bad. Oh, France, of course. The girl who is couch surfing at Manish's place was also there. She's awesome, by the way. Yeah, they all were awesome, so that doesn't say a thing about her specifically, but she was also very cool, so it's not okay that I forget her. Yes. Then we danced a little bit more. We were asked to go to the front part of the club instead of staying in the back where we were in the beginning. To go dance there. There we were like, you know how drunk people get around you and try to dance with you. That happened with almost every one of us the whole time. And Manish is so talented in like just pushing them out. He's coming in between the guy and then you, of course, and pushing out his bottoms, you know, like to block, to buffer. He was so genius that night, and he was already pretty drunk there. Yeah. Then after a few songs only, like the band, the DJ, I think it was closing because suddenly everybody was asked to leave and the lights were back on, so that's usually the sign that it's closing. And it wasn't even 1 o'clock, so it was pretty early, but still, that was a great place. And then in the end, we ended up at Turtle. I think Turtle was the name of the club, and that was like the thing, you know, when you hear club, you know, like big, fancy, loud DJ, people dancing, mostly R&B, that kind of stuff. We were for a few songs there, and suddenly I think everybody felt the same way, was like really tired. And yeah, then we left. I think maybe 1:30 or something when we said our goodbyes. Was cool night, and I was sober by then. Walked home alone. Yeah, it was a good night, very good night. But then it was the 8th of September. I slept somewhat good. I don't know what it was, but this place was not very... I did not have very good sleep quality, although I like the hostel. Wanderthurst is it called? It's a very cool atmosphere, very nice place to sleep, and close by Tamil, but still far enough, well, like far, maybe 100 or 200 meters away from Tamil, but that means it's far enough not to be disturbed by noises or people that walk around there in the middle of the night. So that was nice. But I think first of all, the rooms were relatively crowded. That night actually not, because there were only the two of us. The night before we were 8 in one room, I guess. And on the other hand, it was very, very hot there. I think we might have gotten like the side where the sun in the morning is shining the brightest or whatever. So yeah, I woke up before my clock alarm because I made a promise to myself to go on this free walking tour that day, and that started at 9, and I had to walk there, which is like maybe 20 minutes. So I wanted to wake up at the latest at 8. I did not have to shower because I did that before, the night before, and I believe in 1 shower a day. My skin will be thankful in the end. So I did not have to shower in the morning, but yeah, you know, the regular stuff like brushing your teeth and packing up. I had to pack up because that was the day I had to check out, which I did in the afternoon then on the 8th. Yeah, so let me think. I woke up earlier than my clock alarm. I don't know why, because maybe the sun, maybe, I don't know, like I was saying. And I packed, forgot my, I have no idea what it's called in English, this piece of cloth with which you wash yourself the day before in the shower. Yeah, so I packed everything apart from that, apparently. That I found out 2 days later, or 1 day later. 1 day later, yesterday I found out. Yeah. And left everything in the room, like my suitcase locked and the valuables locked in the little safe that you got. But other than that, I just left it there and just went with my daytime backpack. And actually left a little bit later than I planned on. I wanted to leave at 8:30. I left at 9:22, which was exactly in time to be in time at the tour, but which left me with no more time to buy breakfast, which I actually planned on doing before. Yeah, so I walked straight there, no coffee, no breakfast, nothing. And I was actually the first one there, and then we had to wait like 10-15 minutes until all the other people from the group were there. There was this Spanish couple, well, she was Italian, he was Spanish, and they spoke Spanish with each other. And then there was this American/Malaysian family who were actually there like right behind me, right after me, but we didn't know we're part of the group, so we waited. And the guy, Shiva is his name, the guide, he's, by the way, I can recommend him, he's a very nice guide, and he gives a very complete explanation. But he was getting like very frustrated And yeah, then right after the group was complete, we found out that right before the group was complete, of course, we found out that they were actually the ones we were waiting for. And then the Spanish couple, which arrived more or less at the same time, we realized that. Yeah, and then we left, and I told Shiva already from the beginning, maybe we can get a break somewhere for some breakfast, since I did not have the time and I'm starving. I'm not a very functional person without my breakfast and my coffee. Yes. Then we started walking. He took us to multiple very interesting sites, like a very old temple. But the thing is, the tour took us to the places that are not the standard touristical places to visit. So this one temple, the first one that I'm talking about, was actually one. I think he said it was like one of the oldest ones in entire Kathmandu. And it was this very small gate in what appears to be looking like a family house or something. And when you entered it, you had this little square with around it, on the one side there was this shop to buy the North Face, I think fakes then probably. Then in the middle you had the statue, the Buddha statue, to which you can come bring offers. And then on the other side it was just houses of people living here from this community. And in the middle, of course, the typical, I think it must be like a miniature stupa or something, where also people come for blessings and they make offers and everything. I don't know. Offers, sacrifice. I don't know how to call that. You know, when people bring food to a temple or to a statue or something, like to have good luck or something. Sure. Yeah, in front of the little gate there was a plate of food, which is kind of cool, by the way, because apparently it's getting big also in the Western societies. That's what my Indian friends told me. It's a plate made out of leaves and dried leaves. They are dried in a certain shape, like a plate shape, of course, and they're biodegradable because they're just dried in that shape, which makes them relatively strong. I think it's maybe 2 layers of leaves or something, but also completely biodegradable. So they put the food on there. Usually the street dogs, which are plenty here, and they're so cute, they're so sweet, they don't hurt a fly, you know. They're so happy when you pet them, and they don't look like a typical street dog, extremely thin, because that's what I was coming to. The plates, they have food for the gods, but the dogs actually eat it. But you know, dog, god, where's the difference? So yeah. And then, yeah, in this temple he explained us a little bit about Newari and the other cultures, and the earthquake, which was a central theme in the tour, the earthquake of 2015, because most of the buildings like that, the older ones that stayed standing, how do you say that? Were not damaged that much. They are still being supported by wooden poles, just so they don't go all the way down, which was also the case for this little old temple. Yeah, so we talked a lot about earthquakes and Hinduism, Buddhism, Newari, all kinds of information that have to do with the culture of Nepali people. So, next part was this other little oh my god, I cannot talk anymore. Other little square, in which were like, I don't know, 5 temples combined, and 1 stupa also was there. And he explained about the religious ways of the people praying there, why there is peace in Nepal between the different religions. like they respect each other and even follow the rules of the concurrent, like the competitive religion. For example, the stupa is actually Tibetan Buddhist, but you can only go clockwards around it. Counterclockward means bad luck or disrespect, you know. And the people from Hindu religions also only go clockwards around these temples. For example, this kind of rules and explanations we also got there. So we also went clockwards, of course. And then there is this one goddess. I think this one is a Hindu goddess, and she's like she has something to do with children, and people go there for healing their children, or for getting children, or you know, unborn children, but also born children, to bless them. And this is one of the most frequently visited temples. I've seen multiples for this goddess, and all of them were like the only ones where people stand in line for the temple. Yes. Then we just watched it, and I was getting really, you know, a little bit sick because of hunger by then, because I did not eat, you know, and I did not drink, and I was in the heat, the sun was shining. I really needed some calories just to keep walking like that. So I asked him, and a few streets further we had this little bakery. There are a lot of bakeries in Nepal. I think I might have said this on my birthday video from yesterday, which was surprising, but it's, like I think I said, pretty good also. And in this one I bought a chocolate croissant, which was tasty and welcome at that point. Yeah. Then we walked further through the streets, the ones around Ason as well, which is the local markets. And with the market I don't mean like fruits and vegetables like you have with us, but everything, like the necklaces they wear, the saris they wear, household stuff, copper stores, which is actually weird that it's for local people, because most of these things also could perfectly be souvenirs, and some of the stores were souvenir stores, you know. Did I tell the story, by the way? We went to Ason yesterday and I bought another souvenir for my boyfriend, and we went in this creepy, well, it was actually fun for me, but like the ceiling was so low that I had to walk completely double bent, and then the stairs, same thing, and then we were up there, and one floor up, I mean, oh my god, I'm just rambling on from my memory. So, and we sat there in this little crowded little room full with clothing items and all kind of fabric items, you know. And this is where Manish came in very handy, because he bargains way better than I can. Oh, there's a mosquito. Shit. I think I might have had it. No, I don't have it. Shit. I hate mosquitoes. That means I'm gonna cream tonight against them. Yeah, so, and then he bargained like almost half the price of the original price for it, until the point that he said like, okay, no, if we cannot have it for that price, we're gonna leave. So I was standing up and following him, because half of the communication was in Nepali, which I do not understand one single word of, you know. Yeah, and then he sold it to us anyway. And then we went back. I made a video of this. Maybe I'll upload it sooner or later, but it was really cool. This was also in the area of Ason. This is why I remember it now. I did not tell you guys yesterday, I guess. Yeah, now we were there just to walk through 1 or 2 streets and see the little back corner of this area, where they make the typical necklaces with pearls, but it's not pearls, it's beads, it's glass beads apparently, and they have from different countries, amongst which also Belgium. The Belgian ones were okay looking, but the Japanese ones were the most beautiful ones, also apparently also the most expensive ones. The China ones looked completely kitsch, which is probably to be expected from China ones. Yeah, and we watched them and touched them, and he explained to us that the red ones, the red necklaces, are typically the ones a husband gives to their new wife when they get married. So if you see a woman with a red necklace, like with beads on them, very tiny ones, like maybe 1-2 millimeters, that's when it's red, she's a married woman. Yeah. After that, we went by Durbar Square, where coincidentally there was a procession going on. It turned out there was a holiday for the Indian community living in Nepal, living in Kathmandu, and I'm trying to remember which holiday it was. Yes, there was, they celebrated one goddess, the goddess of the women or something, was that, like that. I don't remember, but I think that was it. Yes, so there was a lot of music, an entire procession of people with beautiful saris, flags, yeah. And that was actually starting very close by Durbar Square, which is UNESCO heritage, which is a very beautiful square. I saw it also the day earlier. Did I tell you guys anything about my birthday? I have no idea, because we also passed over Durbar Square without paying for it, because we actually wanted to go back to Tamil, and we did, but we took a detour just so we can walk over the square, and Manish was like, no, we're not going to go over it, we just want to go back to Tamil, this is the way. Huh? So the guide lets us pass, and then we're still going over Durbar Square, and I saw it, but it wasn't all that special, you know. It is special in that way that it's full of beautiful buildings, but it's not worth 1,000 rupees, because you don't get any explanation or something. You just get entrance to the square, and yeah, apparently there's a little part that is a museum as well. But it should, well, it's nice. One should check it out if the opportunity presents itself. Yeah. So, then what happens? Durbar Square we did not enter with the group, because the guide found 1,000 rupees also a little bit steep for the actual square. He just explained us like a little basic information about it, and the procession went parallel with us and went also on the square. That's where we split up, because then we went away. And then we decided what we wanted to do, if we wanted to go to the monkey temple, the way they call it, Swayam, I forgot the word, Swayambok, something with Swayam in the beginning. Yes, and we decided we wanted to do it. It was a 35-40 minute hike that way. So we left. We passed by some other local streets that have some interesting viewpoints. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm gonna laugh when I watch this video. It's pathetic. It's not even 10 o'clock in the evening, and I'm in 10 minutes it is, and I'm falling asleep, you know. So yeah, and one of the things that we passed by on the way there was a burial site, but it's not a burial site, it's an incineration site, more accurately. And there he explained about the different castes or classes of people. You have the more rich ones and the poor ones, and they are burned on a different site. But they typically have this piece of concrete there with a little roof on top, where they buried in the bodies and then threw it into the river. This river was very close by, of course, so yeah. And he explained some things that I already know. For example, that fat bodies burn faster than skinny bodies because the fat works as a I have no idea what the word in English is again. Accelerator, maybe? Like a fluid that speeds up the burning and heats up the burning faster, you know, the thing that you throw on a barbecue when it doesn't work the way you want. Yeah. I keep on getting messages, so I think I might cut it off soon. When we arrive at the monkey temple, or on the way to the monkey temple, because there's 2 more stops. Yeah, so then he explained us about that, and also that there are 5 groups of people who are not allowed to be burned because they are considered unclean. One of them was pregnant women, which I found a little bit, repelling that I thought about that. But then he explained, because I asked it, that it was because, you know, when you're burning the woman and the outer part has been burned and then you see the baby in there, it's just too scary for people or something like that. Lepers were the other one. Which other one? I don't remember. There were like 5 groups of people who are not allowed to be burnt, but are to be buried. Oh yeah, very small children or something was it? No, I don't remember. Whatever. If I remember, I'll tell you. So that was also one of the stops, and then we went over we went by the river, with which the government made some very good, attempts to get it clean, making like a artificial side to it. What is it called? Dam or something, I don't know, to make the side straight. I don't know how to explain it, but you get my point. This was only partially successful because the water wasn't that polluted as maybe some other parts, but the bags of trash were still like collected at the sides of the river. We passed over the bridge, then we went uphill, and at this point this American/Malaysian family decided, I think it was very much against the will of the mother of the family, but the information we got was, my family decided that we do not want to walk anymore, so that we're not going to see the monkey temple. Which at this point where they decided it, they were already over halfway, so it's a pity, but still, it's their choice. So they went, and we continued. We took a little masala tea break, and sat there for a moment with Wi-Fi for the first time that day. Sahar, the Iranian girl from the night before, was actually supposed to join us for the tour, but she overslept, so I saw at this point, which was already like noon or something, that she answered my message from early in the morning, that like, hey, I'm awake now, where are you guys? But of course I did not have Wi-Fi, so she missed the tour. Pity, but she'll have some time to catch up with it. And after a bathroom break with the typical French toilets from everywhere here in the country, we continued our path up the over 400 stairs all the way to the stupa from the monkey temple, which did not deserve its name, in my opinion. There were monkeys, but in comparison to Pashupatinath, the other temple that we visited a few days, on my first day here, those were not like a big amount of monkeys for my feeling. They were just all aside the stairs, and yeah, probably a little bit closer to the people, which made it look like there were more, but I wasn't all that impressed with the monkeys. So yeah, we climbed. It was hot because it was the middle of the day, which is not a good day to climb 400 stairs, steps, I don't know. Yeah, but then we were at the monkey temple, and about the monkey temple I will talk in my next video, maybe later or maybe tomorrow, we'll see. So have a good night and see you next time.